Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia Satula, I am an artist. In this video I'm going to show you how to create semi-abstract still life with flowers using just 3 colors. So I have this pretty bunch of flowers today I used as a reference, and this is the painting we're going to create. I used just 3 colors: Ultramarine blue, Quinacridone Magenta and yellow ochre. Okay, I'm going to explain what I'm using today. I'm using 30 to 40 centimeters stretched canvas palette. This is tier of paper palette. I use it, it's easy to show what I'm doing, but if you have just paper plates, you can use them. I have 3 size brushes: big flat, medium flat, and small round brush. I also have a rack to dry my brushes, water, and as I said, I'm going to use limited color palette today. These are 3 colors I'm going to use. Instead of yellow, I'm going to use yellow ochre, sorry. I'm going to use Quinacridone Magenta. You can use different brands, don't have to be the same. The Atelier one is really thick, nice and thick. I have French Ultramarine blue. So this is the 3 main colors I'm going to use. I'm going to use white and black, and also black. I don't have a small tube, I have a big one, but we need just a little bit. So now we have our palette ready, canvas, and we can start with our still life painting. I'm going to use medium-sized brush now, keep it in the water to start. And what I'm doing, I'm going to sketch out my flowers. I need something light. I'm going to use ochre with a bit of blue. I'm gonna sketch this jar. Sketch out this jar. It's like a rectangle shape, a bit of on top. Then I'm gonna just find a placement for flowers. This is going to be roses, some roses. And there are going to be lots of small flowers coming out, some more roses. So I'm not really sketch flowers much. I just find where I'm going to place them. And also maybe the tablecloth. So this is all for sketching. Now I'm going to use big size brush. And I'm going to mix dark green color. I'm using ochre with a bit of black. Be careful with black, it's very strong. We need just tiny bit. It's kind of like gray color. Gray, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to sketch some of these stems into this vase. I'm going to add some foliage inside the flowers. I'm going to add some leaves coming out, some here. I'm going to mix also ochre with a bit of blue to make green, a bit lighter green, maybe a bit of white. So I'm going to in my brush. I need more ochre to mix with blue to have a bit lighter green. So I'm mixing more ochre with a tiny bit of blue, tiny bit of white. Because we're not using yellow, it's hard to achieve the green color we usually use. So this is going to be really muted green color palette today. Very muted. So this is what I like about using a limited color palette. It's going to be really cohesive and balanced. So that's enough for our green foliage. Let's move on to the bright flowers. These bright chrysanthemums, I'm going to use just magenta. I'm going to find placement for these flowers, the water. I'm going to find placement for these flowers. There's going to be some here. Have some on top. Some here on top. Mix it with a bit of white. And just bring it more. Here. Just placement of flowers. Now I need to add color for my roses. The roses slightly green, yellow green. So I'm going to use white and ochre for my roses. Maybe a tiny bit of this color, base color for my roses. Even if they're white, we need to use some base color. We can use white for brighter areas. So this is going to be one rose, some petals. It's mixing a bit with my magenta, but that's okay. We're creating semi-abstract painting, not realistic one. So I don't need, if there's some other colors, that's fine. There's going to be one more rose this side. Can be one more here. I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to move to my background next. Maybe I do this tablecloth. It's kind of really muted dust pink color. So I'm using magenta with a bit of white and tiny bit of black. So I'm probably a lot. It's a bit too much of black. So I need more magenta and more white. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of this green because it should be dust pink. Yes, this is dust pink. We're using some green color with magenta, and we can have this color for tablecloth. I'm using a bit of water. It helps to spread paints. Mixing a bit more. The one color is boring. I'm gonna adjust some white around. I'm gonna spread some more white. And as you can see, this is not really even. I need something inside, but I want inside be a slightly different shade. So I'm mixing my pink with some other colors and also black. A bit of like gray color. We lost this line, but that's okay. We come back. Now we need some color for background. I think I'm going to use very light blue-gray color for this background color. I'm going to use blue with white. Mix blue and white. Maybe more white. Tiny bit of gray to make this blue less vibrant. So it's going to be. And I'm going to turn a bit of ochre actually, because we have lots of ochre here. So we're going to have this shade. And add this color. So I'm doing some negative shape painting around these leaves, or we can cover some of these leaves, and I'm painting inside, but I'll do it later. So I'll paint this bit in white, bit in a bit of water, a bit of black, a bit of ochre. So I have this color. Maybe I need a tiny bit more blue. So I'm gonna cover this one. This one. Some negative shape paintings. A bit of pink on my brush, that's okay. I'm gonna add more white, a bit more blue, I can't see any blue. Oh, this is maybe too much. So I'm gonna use this here, negative shape painting. Imagine some inside actually, because some flowers, some stems, we can see some background color inside. That's what we're doing. I'm going to add color inside vase with a bit darker color. It's a bit darker, cover some of my stems. Now it looks like really abstract. So we have the color, all the canvas. We don't have any white spots left, just a tiny bit. Now we can work more of foliage. I'll come back to my medium-sized brush. I need to mix more green. Ochre, bit of blue. Blue. This looks like a green color. I'm gonna bring some of these stems. This green. I'm gonna paint some leaves coming out here. Some here. I'm gonna add some leaves over this area. They can start blending with the background and it's totally fine. Can be nice blending. Using more stems, adding more leaves inside. Big leaves coming out. And I have some of this lily. Little buttons. Great. I'm gonna add the basement for these little small white flowers. Using more blue on top of this green. Blue. I'm gonna add more blue leaves. Actually, I'm gonna add more inside. Blue leaves. Some leaves here. Maybe I can add a bit of blue inside this vase. Some of this gonna be here. So that's. I need more white. I'm gonna grab just white now with tiny bit of ochre, so it's like a creamy color. And I'm doing this color to make some roses, using some like circle motions with my edge of my medium-sized brush. Some petals coming here, this way. Putting some of this one, this rose. Rose, and I'm gonna add some this one. I'm gonna grab just white, some clear white. Yeah, feel free to use small brush for this step if you not really like how medium size works. Just a tiny bit of brighter whites. This rose too. Tap a bit. So this is our roses. Now we can, actually, while we have this white creamy color, we can add this little white flowers. Just little dabbing technique. Just dabbing. Nice. Now we can move to our magenta flowers, our chrysanthemums. I'm gonna use more magenta, and we can mix actually some purple, some nice purple, using this magenta and blue. I'm going to mix magenta and tiny bit of ultramarine. I'm gonna build more brighter petals. I'm gonna build some darker petals over here. Some petals. Some flowers turning this way. So I have some flowers coming out this way. So I'll just paint some petals using edge of my medium-sized brush. Lots of petals, lots of flowers. And there's also some flowers on top here. So I can add some this way. You can overlap these roses. A bit in front. Oops. Side. Here we are. And now we can add some, maybe some highlights with magenta and a bit of white, lighter color. Highlights. Right, now we can use, I'm using still a medium-sized brush, but if you prefer a small one, feel free to use small one. I'm using ochre with a bit of blue, this kind of green middle, for these chrysanthemums. Some green middles. This one actually, this way. This one. Greens. 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 And now I'm going to use some, so I need something bright, like bright yellow, but I don't have bright yellow for this painting. I'm going to use just white and ochre, and tiny bit of little dots inside, a tiny bit of dots inside. I'm going to use this for some stem highlights. I can use this color now. So you can see I just jumping from area to area. I'm going to bring this jar now, build this jar a bit more. I'm gonna add this line for waterline. Just spread some of this. I have a tiny bit of line here, we can see. It's not much, but a little bit. Maybe a bit brighter white. Some brighter white. Highlights. I need something dark underneath. Maybe I can use some black and magenta. this part. Some on the back. I can add some shadows. A little bit shadow on this part. Spreading some shadows and just blending a little bit with this tablecloth. Put some of this color. So I think we almost finished with this painting. Tiny bit of abstract still life with abstract flowers. I would add tiny bit of more magenta strokes with small brush. I actually didn't use small brush yet, so I can add few of these strokes. Strokes. I think we're pretty done. Just thinking if we can add something to our roses. Just tiny bit of darker color. That's definition for these middle parts. I'm using some magenta with ochre and a bit of white, so just a little bit dark areas. Darker. Now I feel we're done with this painting, but I think I would like to try more brighter color palette for this painting with yellow instead of ochre to have a brighter green leaves. Please let me know in the comments if you like this tutorial and if you would like to see this painting made in other color palette, or if you want to do something else. If you want me to do something else, some other tutorials, please let me know. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching.